Hi, I'm Reverend Jake Sable, and welcome to Children's Bible Stories. Alright children, today we're going to continue with our catechetical series that we're doing, going through the catechism by looking at the Holy Sacraments. And today we're going to start with our first sacrament of the Sacrament of Holy Baptism. And so our story for today is going to be the story of the Great Commission, which is the institution of Holy Baptism. So after Jesus had risen from the dead, the women who'd seen him at the tomb were sent by Jesus to go to the 12 disciples and to tell them to go to Galilee, that Jesus was going there ahead of them. Now we also know from the Gospels of Luke and John that Jesus also appeared to his disciples in Jerusalem that very Easter Sunday and also the following Sunday. It is sometime later in the Gospel of John that 7 of the disciples were in Galilee doing some fishing. Now, during some other event, Jesus appeared to the 12 or the 11 apostles near the Sea of Galilee. Now, some people wrongfully associate this appearance with the Ascension. And you'll see a lot of Christian movies where they have Jesus appearing to the disciples by the Sea of Galilee, giving them the Great Commission, and then ascending into heaven. But this is incorrect, because Matthew's Gospel tells us that the Great Commission happened near the Sea of Galilee, whereas the Gospel of Luke and the Acts of the Apostle tell us that the Ascension took place just outside of the city of Jerusalem. So they must be two completely different appearance accounts because they happened in two completely different locations. And so, John's Gospel tells us that Jesus appeared to 7 of his disciples near the Sea of Galilee when they were fishing. And John tells us that that is the 3rd time that Jesus appeared to his disciples. Matthew tells us that while the disciples were in Galilee, Jesus appeared to the 11 apostles, meaning that this also must be another appearance after Jesus appeared to the 7 by the Sea of Galilee. And so this may be the 4th time Jesus appeared to his 11 disciples. And so what Jesus did is he took the 11 up onto a mountain near the Sea of Galilee, and he stood there, and he gave them the commission to go out into the world preaching and baptizing. He said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you, and behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." And so here, Jesus instituted Christian baptism. As we know from the Gospels, not only was John the Baptist going around baptizing, but also the 12 apostles of Jesus had also gone around baptizing as well during the ministry of Jesus. But now Jesus was instituting this special Trinitarian Christian baptism, which would become the new sacrament. And notice, children, that when Jesus institutes baptism, he tells us to baptize in the name, singular, of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So Jesus mentions the 3 persons, but only one name. This again shows us the unity of the Trinity. We have 3 persons, but only one God. And so Jesus sent out the apostles, his ministers, to go and to administer this sacrament of holy baptism. And through that, they would be made God's disciples. They'd be welcomed in to God's family, the church, and made part of God's covenant. And so, children, that's our video for the institution of holy baptism. Join us in our next video when we're going to discuss the institution of holy absolution. I've been your host, Reverend Jake Zabel. Goodbye and God bless.